Hello and welcome back to 360 Sports Basketball. I'm Will, joined with Cade, Cadyn, and Derrick.
Yes, sir.
We got a bunch of fun stuff to talk about today. Today was the NBA trade deadline, had a bunch of moves, and we're getting into that second half of the season. So let's jump right into it with some headlines. Biggest move of the day, I think, is we had Bojan and we had Alec Burks head over to the Knicks from the Pistons.
Biased.
We also had some minor moves like Gordon Hayward to the Thunder and Pat Bev to the Bucks. Guys, what do you think is your favorite move? What do you think are the needle-moving moves? Or just what trades do you guys want to talk about that happened today?
You want to
Can I go?
You're the Knicks fan. You're the
Yeah,
Knicks fan.
so, I mean, obviously I'm a Knicks fan. I'm biased. But you look at the players' move. Bojan Bogdanovic is averaging 20 a game. It's Alec Buckets. It's not even Alec Burks. It's Alec Buckets. The Knicks, for my entire life, were a franchise, even when things went a little bit right, it went wrong. Oh, you get a guy like Porzingis, psych, he wants out. You get Carmelo Anthony, that team, immediately, what was it, Scott Mills, sucked at his job. So, I mean, the Knicks finally might be the most competent team in the NBA, like organizationally, player, personnel-wise. They genuinely might be the most competent team in the NBA. They saw, first off, Alec Burks was rumored back to the Knicks for a while.
Yeah.
But OG Anunoby, they saw elbow injury. Randall, they got injuries. Getting a reliable depth scorer in Bojan Bogdanovic, this is the best move of the day.
I will say, like being a Sixers fan, I saw we were rumored to go with Alec Burks as well, and I got excited because he was on Philly before we traded, I think, him to the Knicks. And watching him in Philly, he was just such a good spark plug off the bench. Like I feel like he's always due your 15, 20 points off the bench. And when I saw that trade went, I originally only saw it as Alec Burks. I didn't think much of it, but then it was like 5 minutes later they said, "Oh yeah, and Bojan is going to be in the trade." I was like, well, there's more wing players for the Knicks.
I saw this stat where of players who average 6 threes a game and are shooting 45% or more, Bojan and Alec Burks are
the
two
only
of the four.
two. I thought they were only two.
And they're both on the Knicks now.
It was a really good trade. First of all, as a Sixers fan, never get excited. Don't do that. Never get excited. Joel's hurt. It's going to happen. It always happens. But the Knicks, I'm actually really shocked. Like, what Cade said was very on point. They're doing their job. Like, they're playing very good. They remind me of the 14-15 Hawks. I know we were talking about it off air, but they have that one or two all-star players, meaning Randall and Brunson. Then the rest are good, solid role players. And I wonder what they can do with it. I don't know if they're gonna be able to compete though with teams with superstars like the Bucks and the Celtics. But it's interesting to see because there's no LeBron, so it's not. You're not gonna go in there and get swept with a team like that. So it's really interesting to see how that team matches up against the other top dogs.
If they're able, obviously with injuries, Randall's out, OG's out for a little bit, Mitchell Robinson's still out. If they can fight and grab that 2 seed, I'm pretty sure it lines up pretty well for them.
Yeah.
Because then I think that throws I forget how the seeding works out, but there was a point at one point or another where if they were the 2, they wouldn't have had to face the Celtics, Bucks, or somebody else until the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So if they can get a seeding, I think it all comes down to seeding with this team. If they can find a favorable seeding, then they could make an Eastern Conference Finals run.
Yeah. And I think as long as they don't run into those 3 teams that you said, or maybe Jimmy Butler, he might. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve after this month.
Hayward Highs get him out.
After this month, I don't know what Jimmy Butler's going to turn into. He likes to,
subject.
Kawhi Leonard, Michael Jordan us. I don't know.
So we saw a bunch of teams make moves, but 2 big teams who were rumored to make moves, which didn't, were the Bulls and the Lakers.
I think the Bulls should just
blow
it up.
What do you think?
First of all.
I saw a stat. They have not traded
As
for
a Bulls
player.
fan,
Oh yeah,
we're never trading for a player. It's been 3 years. I personally, when I woke up and realized once again the trade deadline was coming around about a week ago, I said, "Oh great, time to rebuild."
Yeah.
Once again, we're never rebuilding because the team can't decide if they want to rebuild or if they want to play.
Well, Levine's out for months, right?
We're not winning a championship with Zach Levine,
No.
DeMar DeRozan, or Kobe White. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you, it's just not going to happen. So,
what seed
am I
are they?
shocked? No.
I
think we're 9 or 10.
Nine?
I think we're 9 or 10.
But I feel like if you're a playing team, it's not like you need to make moves. I feel like it's blow it up because being in the
Of course
playing,
it's blow it up.
We made it seem like being a 9 seed's a playoff team nowadays with this
It's
playing
not.
this playing
I'm pretty
tournament.
sure we're negative by 2 games. I wanna say
Exactly.
2 games.
You think you have a chance at the playoffs, but in retrospect, being the 9 seed's not like a buy now kind of thing. You just want to sell it
not
off,
at all.
rebuild.
So we had the trade deadline today. We're getting very, very close to the All-Star game and the All-Star skills and all that stuff. My favorite thing, dunk contest. Jaylen Brown is the first All-Star to participate in the dunk contest since, I don't even know. But we got 2 G League guys. Somehow there's nepotism in the dunk contest because we got Jacob Toppin, Obi Toppin's little brother. Who do you guys think is going to take it? Do you think Matt goes back-to-back? Or what are you guys just really hoping for with the dunk contest?
I'm just looking for entertainment. It's gone downhill over the years. It's still fun. Obviously, when Obi was in it, it was fun to watch. When Dennis Smith Jr. was in it, it's always fun when you have a team in it. I guess like I'll root for Jacob Top. Like I don't really care though.
Jacob Top.
Like it's Jacob Top and.
I feel like the only electric one that I see is Mac McClung.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
I never.
It's cool that Jaylen Brown's in it though.
Jaylen Brown, like he's like good at like dunking, but like, he doesn't do the flashy dunks. He's just like really strong and can get into the paint.
Like
And
he's a thumper.
Yeah.
Like he's an in-game dunker. He goes for people coming off weak side blocks. He's gonna thump on you. But I think Jaime or Mac.
I'm not gonna. I didn't even know Obi Toppin had a
think
brother.
Mac is-
Jacob
I think
Top,
Mac
he
is
has
better
the
than
hops
that.
like Obi does, so he might win
might.
it. He might win it.
And I mean, he's representing the Westchester Knicks, I guess. I'm from Westchester. The second
Calm.
coolest Westchester Knicks since I got Thanasis Antetokounmpo's autograph 10 years ago. So I'm just hoping I'm not really sure how many new dunks we're really going to get, but we'll see. And then heading over, main part of the game, we had two of these guys fill in for Julius Randle and Joel Embiid. We got Scotty Barnes and Trae Young. Trae, it seems like it's another year of Trae just averaging crazy offensive numbers and then not getting chosen
Empty stats.
for the
Empty
original
stats.
first team.
I can't agree with them.
What do you guys think?
Empty
I'm not a
stats,
Trae Young
I
guy.
can't.
I'm not a Trae Young
not-
guy.
I mean,
He's not a.
You're a
he's
Knicks
not-
fan.
yeah, you should
Everybody say
know
you're a
that.
Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Like I understand it, but
I'm not
Trae's
Sixers
cold. Trae's cold, but
No, he's
I'm
good.
not gonna overrate him. He's a top 10 point guard.
Yeah.
He's cold, and he definitely deserved to be an All-Star this year. 100%. 27 and 10. Like, if we're gonna be
But the-
non-biased,
but the
if we're
guard-
being non-biased, come on.
They're not a
The guard,
great team.
it's such
that's
a
what I
deep,
mean.
it's such a
Exactly.
deep league though with guards. Like for the East, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have
Bronson,
Tyrese Maxey, who
Miller.
I know who got
Mitchell.
named to the All
Okay,
Star.
but he should have
Donovan
easily
Mitchell.
made it over Dame.
Dame,
Easily.
I didn't see Dame
He
get
should have
into
easily made it
it.
over Dame.
Look, he's the starter.
But he's the
Exactly, that's what I'm
Dame-
saying. But it's
but
a
that-
name.
That's all
But it's a
name. That's
what
all
I'm-
name value.
That's
yeah,
what I'm
it's not-
saying. He should have easily made it over Dame. He had better stats than in every category but rebounds. I'm pretty sure.
And what do you guys think about Scotty?
Yeah,
He's gonna
what's,
be like-
what's he doing? Is he only getting like 20 a game, or am I completely
I
off
feel like
base?
he had a really good rookie year, but he's like just been doing the same thing
It's not
since.
about
He hasn't
that. I think
progressed.
it's about the jump that he made. Like field goal percentage wise, his 3-point percentage is up like 10% or something around those. Maybe not 10%. I think I exaggerated,
He's
but it's
shooting
up
48 from
a
the
lot
field.
of percent. It's up
He's
a
improved.
good
His
amount of
threes,
percent.
I know his threes are a lot better.
And he's a hybrid defender, so his stats always aren't gonna look.
I do
they're not
know
always
he is
gonna
good at
look
defense.
gaudy, I guess you could say. He's more like he plays like Draymond, but he's better, so he's gonna get his stats. But they're not gonna look like LeBron, or they're not gonna look like Zion stats. His stats are never gonna look gaudy.
But he's a good player.
Yeah,
I just looked, he's
a
getting
good
20 and
player.
8, so I mean,
Exactly.
28 and 5. So
He's
that's
a good player.
Pretty good.
The only thing that's stopping him, like, you're on Toronto. That's why when I
Yeah.
did him as a snub, I was like, I don't think he's gonna make it because
Toronto.
you're in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, you're in Canada.
But isn't he
pal.
from Canada though? Isn't he Canadian? Him and
I'm not sure.
RJ Barrett are both
I'm
Canadian.
not sure. I know RJ is.
That could bode well for
I
him.
know
now.
RJ is. But once again, like teams have to stop with this. If we get a good, 20-point per game score, we're gonna be. That's not how the NBA works. You need a star. You need somebody
At
who
this point,
can really
20
carry
a
the
game
load.
is like your third, fourth
Exactly.
With
best
how
player.
inflated,
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's actually
Like Bojan
You just can't do
Bogdanovic.
it. You
Yeah.
can't do it nowadays in this NBA.
He's like he'd be like our Bojan is averaging 20, and he's the Knicks probably 5th or 6th best player all
literally,
in healthy.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you get
But
points
it-
for the Pistons, I mean,
I
someone's
would
gonna
say
score
that
for
could
the
be
Pistons.
Somebody has to
inflated. He's
score
the
for
only
Pistons.
one scoring for the Pistons.
But it's like a undisputed. You're like the fifth player.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
undisputed.
no
He
discussion.
probably knows it too. Like
Yeah.
it's undisputed, which is a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah.
So we got All-Star Weekend coming up soon. I'm looking forward to the game. Well, let's jump into our next segment here. We got start, bench, cut. Our first one, we got some contending coaches. We got some Nick Nurse, we got Ty Lue, and we got Mike Brown. Caden, I'm going to start with you. Start, bench, cut these coaches.
So it might be a little biased, but considering what I saw with the Nick Nurse Sixers at the beginning of the season, like we lost opening night because the Bucks had to win their first game with Dame and Giannis. They had to rig that game. But they were a top 2 team in the East before Embiid got hurt and all these injuries started piling up. So I'm going to start Nick Nurse. I'm going to bench Mike Brown because it is kind of wild to see what he's been doing with this Kings organization. They were always just dead water.
We're cutting Tyronn Lue.
I'm cutting Tyronn
Nah, that's
Lue, yeah.
nasty work.
I don't like
Aren't they-
Tyronn
Like that
Lue.
wasn't even an override.
He's
That's
always
nasty
he's always
work.
had these stacked rosters throughout
Oh
his
my
career. With the
goodness.
Cavs, he had LeBron. That's all you need back then when LeBron was early 30s. He's just always had these stacked rosters to carry his name, kind of like Doc
I
Rivers.
have a question for you though. You're starting Nick Nurse since injuries. They haven't been playing as well. Injuries to good players.
Is it
I'm
just
saying-
Joel? Right.
No,
right.
no, because I saw how this team played with Doc Rivers last year. It was so boring watching them. It was just ISO. It was give it to Embiid. If it's not there, kick it out to a three-point shooter,
Okay.
contested three. It was actually fun watching this Sixers team with a healthy Sixers team.
Yeah.
It always implodes at some point in the season, and this year was really bad. But yeah, I like Nick Nurse. Maybe if I wasn't biased, I'd start Mike Brown for what he's doing with the Kings. But I'm going to start Nick Nurse, bench Mike Brown, and cut Tyronn Lue.
Wow. I like cutting Tyronn Lue. Like, that really caught me off guard. Like,
No,
that's,
I'm not a big Ty Lue fan.
That's crazy work. Okay, let me just get into mine. That really just messed me up. I'm sorry. I didn't think anybody was going to cut Tyronn Lue. I'm going to start Tyronn Lue. That's pretty undisputed in my opinion. And I'm going to bench Mike Brown, and I'm going to cut Nick Nurse.
Why are you starting Ty Lue? Like,
Why am I starting Ty Lue?
What has he done in his coaching career?
Off of team record?
Okay.
Or like,
First of all, everybody likes to bring talent into the equation. Can I give you guys another thing to think about?
Yep.
With all this talent, with LeBron James, now he's got Kawhi, PG, and James Harden.
Okay.
With all this talent, did you guys ever think that maybe he has to coach a lot of different egos, and he's still making them the first seed? He's gotten Russell Westbrook to come off the bench. When Russell Westbrook was on the Lakers and he came off the bench, we all saw how that acted. We all saw how that shaped out.
I will say
so
this,
I'm going to give him credit for coaching egos, because I think that's a huge part of the game.
I mean, every team has egos, like you think. Like, they're all professionals, but like...
But that's
I don't
my
know.
point. You saw how Doc Rivers handled James Harden.
Well,
Would
Doc
Nick Nurse have
Rivers
handled it differently?
Doc is Doc.
But would Nick Nurse have handled it differently? That's what I'm saying,
I mean,
right?
maybe. All I know is Nick Nurse brought that not only just with the Sixers. We saw what we did with the Raptors. Granted, Kawhi turned into Michael Jordan during that little stretch.
Right.
But he still brought the Raptors, who hadn't won a championship, a ring. And I don't know. Ty Lue, he's just always had these stacked teams, and I don't know. Might bode well in his favor, but I've never been a big Ty Lue fan.
Also, his record is outstanding.
Yeah.
He's a great excellent
like the four-way tie.
I would say
Yeah.
they were really bad when the first James Harden trade happened, but then they really went onto a hot stretch. But it's bound to happen when you have that much talent.
That's
on
what
your
I'm
team.
saying. But that's why I think Phil Jackson is one of the best coaches, because he can coach egos. Coaching Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen on the same team, and you see how they all are now.
And then Shaq and Kobe.
Exactly.
Right.
And you see how Greg Popovich couldn't even handle Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
It's something to think about besides just X's and O's.
Yeah, but
And when you're good at both, you got to be one. Simple.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start Ty Lue.
you
I
just
think
convinced him.
It makes sense.
The way you started
sold
that
me
off.
on Ty Lue. I mean, even though I'm going Nick Nurse to probably two. Nick, I mean, he can obviously having Kawhi is great, but that Raptors team. I mean, he went from coaching their G League team up to the Raptors, got them to a championship, beat one of the greatest dynasties of all time. And 3, I'll go Mike Brown. Just hasn't done enough yet. Like, he had LeBron.
I feel that.
And like, I mean, I guess LeBron and nobody else, but that team really was just LeBron. And then later on with the Kings. That's a pretty good Kings team. Like, you don't like Sabonis, but that team's pretty
Exactly.
good. So I mean,
That's my
it's
reason why I
the
have him at
Kings.
2, but I think you made a compelling argument for Nick Nurse at 2. I can see that. So I'm not mad at that. But I think Ty Lue has to be 1. There's nothing he doesn't have. Like, he has rings, he can coach egos, and he's a great from X's and O's, and his record's outstanding.
It's 3 great coaches. You really can't go wrong. So next one, we got the 3 parts of the NBA All-Star Weekend. So we got the 3-point competition, we got the dunk contest, and
This
we
should
have
be easy.
the actual game itself.
We
Caleb,
should all have the same one here, I would
I
think.
think
you think so?
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm going. Ooh. If you asked me this like 5 years ago, I would have gone dunk 3 All-Star, but I might go 3 All-Star dunk.
Okay.
Because the dunk contest just means not like. I think there needs to be players in it. The stars are the attraction of everything of the
Like,
league.
we don't
want to
watch. We don't want to watch.
I don't want to watch Jacob Toppin. I don't want to watch as cool as Mac McClung is when he's winning dunk contests. It's cool.
He's in the G League.
Yeah.
You wanna
But
see
the
Ja
3-point
Morant?
contest,
Right.
I mean, the game's just trended towards threes. More guys can shoot. I mean, we had Cat. Like, didn't Cat
Yeah.
win something one
Yeah.
year?
I
Like,
think he won last year.
yeah, which
if
is
I'm
just
not mistaken.
insane. So I'm going 3 All-Star dunk.
That's not what I was expecting.
I like it. I'm going to go game, All-Star game, and then I'm going to go 3, and then I'm going to go dunk, because I think the All-Star game, is a lot more competitive now.
Yeah, the change was great.
And I think
Yeah.
if they can just get it like a tick more competitive, I think it'll be really, really interesting to
I
watch.
completely agree. Like,
Because you could have a lot of storylines come into it and everything like that. I think it could be really interesting to watch.
I think the
the
All-Star
Kobe
game.
year was great.
Yes.
That was really
yes,
competitive.
yes.
Like when after the year, it was either the year after Kobe
I think it was
died,
the year
right?
after he
Yeah.
passed.
Target score year.
They did
Yeah,
the
that
target
was
score
really
year.
good.
I think just like the first 3 quarters are like it's just like no one playing defense. But once it gets to that 4th quarter, it's like all the best talent in the
Exactly.
league actually trying to
Yeah.
win a game. So that's why I would also go All-Star game, 3-point, and dunk. No one cares about dunk. 3 points, it's cool because like it's like the new thing now.
Yeah.
Everyone's shooting threes, but yes, I think the All-Star game's the best part. Now, ask me 5 years ago, I'd say no. Because
Like,
it was just
during-
no one playing defense. It's like the NFL All-Pro, like the Pro Bowl game.
Yeah.
Like no one plays defense. But now, with that 4th quarter and like what is it like? You have to reach a certain number.
It's fun.
Yeah.
By the end, yeah, it makes it more fun and like you get to see all the top talent actually go head to head. So I
I
would
think
say
that they should replace the skills competition with something more fun. I think the
fair.
skills
I don't.
is just
What's
like
how do you
just like
qualify
dribbling
for the
and then
skills?
passing. I think
Yeah,
they
I
just
don't
like
know.
it's
It's mostly
just
guard.
pick
That's
people?
why they made it guards and bigs, and are going to take
It's
the most
based off of, like, a
guards with
theme,
the
really.
most assists and
Like
stuff
I never
that.
understood how you get handpicked
because I
to be
remember.
a
I mean,
skills.
the year it was in Utah. They had like the Jazz team. They had like all the Antetokounmpo brothers did it. This year they
Yeah.
have all the #1 picks are on a team with
kinda
Edwards,
cool.
Paolo, and Wemby. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be something fun.
So I just have a really quick question. Hypothetically speaking, let's say the dunk contest consisted of these three players, right? Just imagine they weren't injured
Yeah.
or anything. Imagine it was Ja, Zion, and Anthony Edwards. Where would y'all put the dunk contest then?
Oh, at one.
One, probably.
Because
Okay,
dunks
cool.
are a lot more fun to watch
yeah,
than
Zion.
threes,
Okay.
but it's just when you're watching Jacob Toppin and
Yeah.
I understand
when you're
that.
watching Mac McClung's
But that's
dog,
why I was
but
asking, because I think
Yeah,
it
it's
makes
all
sense.
about who's in it.
I feel like it was ever since that Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine year. It
So
just
we're
went
gonna head into
Aaron
our
Gordon,
last
Rob.
one really quick. We got 3 All-Star stumps from the West. We got Fox. We got Sabonis. Rudy Gobert.
All right, well, we know who's going last. There.
Really quick, you guys. Start bench cut. Kenny, you're gonna go first this time.
Okay, Derrick.
Derrick.
It's all good. Don't even worry about it.
I was gonna say.
Sabonis is getting cut.
Derrick.
I really don't even have to think about it.
Fusing
Sabonis
with
is
Kenny.
getting cut. Sabonis is getting cut.
I mean, that was- yeah,
Who
that was
does
gonna
this?
happen.
I need to know. I need a back.
Me and Wells are talking.
I need a
No,
back.
me and Wells are
for
talking
sure.
about this because every time I'm on the show, I have to talk about this man, and I hate it. He's last. He's getting cut. I really don't even care. Fox is 1, and by default, Rudy Gobert is 2. Like
What is this DeMontis Sabonis agenda
because
you have?
I'm not gonna get tricked. I'm familiar with his game. He's not tricking me.
I thought
I'm
in my
familiar with
mind,
his
he's a
game.
top 3, top 4 center.
See, and that's what's wrong with the world. And that right there is what's wrong with the world.
What do you not like?
Because
he does
players
the
like this
playmaking.
are top 3, 4 centers. No, I'm not standing for it. I can't
still
stand for
good.
it.
I don't-
I'm not
good.
standing for it.
Is it the play style?
It's not. I don't
He's
mind
like
his play
he's like
style.
he's like a Jokic.
I don't mind his. See.
Or is it the fact that you're-
No,
I'm
no,
about
no.
to walk off the set.
Archetype.
See,
Archetype.
crazy.
No,
See, I'm about to walk off the set.
archetype wise, he's a playmaking
No,
center.
no, I can't. No.
I don't
Let me
understand
tell
this
you exactly
agenda.
why. Let me tell you exactly why. Because I know players who could do something when a player doesn't stand under the rim and prohibit them from doing anything
Okay.
else.
I agree
He's
with that.
not one of them.
Yep.
He's literally not one of them. I watched Draymond do it. I'm going to do it again. Everybody's seen it already. Draymond stood under the rim like this. Score. Shoot the ball, please.
Yep.
And DeMontis Sabonis, I think he averaged a cool 12 points. A top 3 to 4 center. I think Rudy Gobert could give me at least 14 points if Draymond Green stood under the rim begging to get dunked on.
I'm going in order.
Yeah. That's what I was
I don't
going to
mind
do.
it. I don't
Rudy
mind it,
Gobert's
but I'm
never
not-
going to be
I'm
on one of my
standing on
teams.
It's Fox by a landslide though.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna head into
100%.
our next segment really quick. We got higher or
Staying on
lower.
business.
So how it's gonna work here is you guys are gonna have 2 guys, and you're gonna have to say higher or lower who has played more regular season games in their career.
Whoa.
Okay.
We got the glove, Gary Peyton, Jason Kidd, Derrick, starting with you again.
Is it playing or
All right,
winning?
you guys can all go together.
I think we might do win it.
Is it winning or playing games?
Is it? I'm pretty sure it's.
It's wins, I think.
Wins.
Wins. Oh, man, wins?
That's actually darn.
My ball now
He's
is
got
getting
a ring.
exposed
Jason Kidd.
in this.
He's gone to a championship though.
I think he played
don't
them.
know.
I'm not completely sure, but if
Wait,
I'm,
and he has a ring too. Does it count if they played because he was on the Heat, right? No 6.
and I think he was on the Lakers
Does
too.
he have to play in
I
the
think
game?
he was on
Yeah.
the Lakers too. You might have it. I think you might be right.
I'm going with Gary Payne because defense wins you
Gary
games.
Payton?
Okay,
And I know he's a
unanimously
defense-
we're going
yeah.
Gary Payne as a team. That was good.
Okay.
No, that was good. That was good work.
bang.
How many?
That was
Oh, it
good
doesn't
work.
say how many. Okay.
All right, next one we got. Ooh, wow, we got 2 old heads.
Oh, this is
Vince
easy.
Carter,
This is easy.
CP3.
Carter's been
This
around
is
for a
easy.
while, but his
But he's
teams
still
aren't
playing.
Yeah, his teams
So
were
it's
never
like-
good.
His
This
teams
is
aren't that
easy.
great.
And Chris Paul's that he turned that Thunder team
I'm
around.
gonna go Chris.
It's
I
Chris
think I'm
Paul.
gonna go CP3
I
too.
think I'm
It's
gonna
probably
go
a
Chris.
trap, but I think Chris Paul.
Very
They're trying to get
unanimous.
us here.
I feel like Vince Carter's played the most games of all time.
He's
Wrong.
been on bad the last 10
The
years.
Raptors team was the best team
He
he was
might not
on,
have made
and
the
that
best
was
like
the
the
bad
last
era.
10 to
Yeah, like he doesn't
12.
win.
He was just like a
That's
little
not
human
Yeah.
highlight reel. in
All
my
right,
opinion.
last one. We got the Bean. We got Dirk.
This is
It
hard.
has to be.
It
It
has to be
has to
Kobe.
be him,
It
right?
has to be
Kobe.
Kobe. He's got 5 rings.
I
I
think
know
it's
Dirk's
Kobe,
got.
yeah.
We all going Kobe?
This is the bait though.
This is
if
the
there
bait
was
one.
ever one where we're wrong, it's this one. This is the
Yeah.
bait.
I'm going Kobe.
I'm going Kobe.
What?
See, I
It's
knew
the
it.
bait.
It's
It's
the
the
bait.
bait,
I knew
yeah.
that was
We
the
got
bait.
Dirk.
I
That was
like
the
that.
bait.
I like that
Kobe won
segment.
what? He
That's
won
what-
five,
yeah, that was cool.
5 rings though.
That's what I'm saying. Like
That's like 5 continuous
but
seasons of winning
all
games.
the injuries at the end of the
Yeah.
years. He didn't play like 3
And the
seasons
Lakers
at the
weren't
end.
that great.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that makes
fair
sense.
Dirk
That
did
makes
go to
sense.
what,
Dirk
2
was
finals?
And
Dirk was
didn't he play
consistently
until he
good.
was what, like
Yeah, and
late
he did play
30s.
mad long. He played with Luka.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on that. He was when Luka was a rookie. That was his
That
last
makes
year.
sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I like that
Okay.
segment. That was a good segment.
I'm not mad
All
at
right,
it.
so we're keeping up with the theme of this all-star theme show. We're gonna get some all-star trivia questions going. So first question we got: who has the most blocks in an NBA all-star
What a
game?
ridiculous question, first off.
That's a very
I think
charitable
I think that's very
ridiculous
ridiculous
question.
because I have no
I think this
idea.
is- I
But
think
they're
this
trying
is
to warm
easy.
me up. They're
Like,
trying to warm
this
me up.
could
and I
be
know.
anybody. Like, this could be.
I think
like,
it's Anthony Davis. Because didn't
I'm
he
not
win
mad at that.
All-Star Game MVP that one
I'm not
year?
mad at that at
I'll
all.
go like Ilgauskas or whatever.
Gauskas?
Yeah. Like,
I think it's someone recent.
Oh man.
Kareem.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
6
I think
blocks?
you
I couldn't even get a guess.
I mean, I guess
Like,
there
I
is-
wanted to say Wilt, but I'm like, do they even have
Could be
All-Star
They
games?
didn't have an All-Star
Literally
game
could
back
be
then.
anybody.
He's really old. Did they even have All-Star games back then? Like, I don't know.
All right, next
6
question.
blocks?
Gabby got that right, and you didn't.
Oh, okay.
Gabby probably asked
wow.
Tell
Wow.
Gabby to
Right,
stand on
cradle with the
business.
question.
She needs
Tell-
to come
tell
out
her
here.
to come on here.
Exactly. Tell her to come out here.
All right, next question we got: who has got the most points in an
Oh,
NBA
this is
all-star
easy.
game?
I think I
an
just
easy
said
one.
it. I think it's
Who was it?
Anthony Davis.
I think he had like
Cade.
53.
Or did someone break it? Did Steph Curry break it the year after, though?
It might have been.
Because he had like 10 threes that one All-Star game.
I don't
You
know.
can
The
tell
one where
who's
he
really
shot-
going
I
for that MVP
What's his name
based
at
on
50?
how many
I think
shots
AD
he's
had
blown
like
up.
51,
I know, but I feel like
53.
someone broke
No,
it
but
right after him.
Giannis had mad points.
Giannis
I
broke
think
it
it's-
the year
I
after
think it's-
Giannis.
I think it's Giannis.
I don't think it's
Giannis.
AD
I
had it
have
at
no
one
idea. For the
point.
sake of it, I'll go like Wilt. I don't know.
I think it's Giannis. It's Giannis or AD. James Harden is
No.
nuts.
Tatum.
Oh, he broke
That
it
was
last
last
year.
I knew someone
He
broke
broke
it
it last
recently.
year. Yeah.
That's right.
I
Well, she's a
Gabby-
Celtics fan.
Bro.
She's a Celtics fan.
I remember
Bro.
telling my friends before that game that Jason Tatum was going to win MVP.
You pulled a
and-
LeBron.
He was sweating, bro. Like,
and I
why are you
pulled
sweating?
LeBron.
in
I was
four
making the
quarters?
prediction.
Damn, I thought I could.
55.
Interesting.
That makes sense. He broke it last year.
I didn't know that, and I don't think I care either. Like, honestly.
I think someone's
cares
going
about
to
Jason Tatum
I remember
anyways?
Giannis was like a try-hard in the All-Star game. There's going to be
Well,
someone.
that was like, it was like
Yeah,
his
he had like
first.
It's gonna be
5
one of the first
threes,
time
and
guys.
he didn't miss
Yeah.
a three. People were like, "Don't shoot
Yeah,
again!"
yeah, I do
and he
remember
banked
that.
it in. I was like, "All right, he's just not. He's not missing."
Right. Who has the most assists in
Mark
an All-Star
Jackson.
game?
Mark Jackson.
I don't know. I'm gonna
Last
go Mark
Knicks point
Jackson.
guard
Chris
to be in the
Paul.
All-Star game before
Chris Paul.
Jalen Brunson.
Jokic.
Not bad. Chris Paul.
Magic.
That
makes
Johnson.
sense.
That's
Okay,
what
so
I
that's-
meant.
that's
Same
an
initials.
obvious
Same
one, but-
initials. I
That
meant
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
Mark
Marcus
Jackson.
Johnson.
Whatever. That. I don't know.
All right.
I mean,
We're going to
wow.
head in.
We
our
gotta really warm up.
360
Very
This is
broad-
bad. This
This is
is
very
bad.
broad questions.
When did
though.
you get more going? 360 Sports Moment of the Day. We got Stephen A. Smith
That's my guy.
picking the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I believe Stephen A. has incorrectly picked the Super Bowl for the past couple of years.
That
Is he
does
still
not.
going?
That does not bode well
He
for
picked
me.
the Eagles last year?
That's been running for like over a decade.
It's
I think.
been-
It's
He's
been
got to
a
be
while.
right at some point, though, right?
He's
I
gotta
don't
be
want the
right.
Niners winning this year. I don't know
as
if
an
that's
Eagles
just the
fan-
Eagles fan in me.
As an Eagles fan,
This is a pick me. This game's a pick me
You
though.
know I'm rocking with him.
We hate both.
Exactly, you know
we
I'm
hate
rocking with
both
him.
teams. I'm going with
I'm
the
going with
Chiefs.
the Chiefs.
I can't see Brock Purdy have a ring on his finger. No.
that'd be such a disgusting
No,
look.
it's
That'd be a
bad enough that he's
disgusting
getting
look.
social media
He might.
Super Bowl anyway.
and he might win the Super Bowl MVP.
I think he's gonna choke.
People are under like quarterbacks. Like everyone's like, oh, it could be like I think C-Mac probably if he has a good game should win it. But like people forget, Damian Williams had like 2 touchdowns, 100 total yards.
That was
in
against the
2019
Niners game, right?
Yeah.
And Mahomes won it somehow. So
That-
I don't
wasn't
know.
that Mahomes'
I don't know
like,
how
no,
he
that
won
wasn't
it.
his big year.
No, it wasn't.
That
It
was when he
wasn't
won
great.
the
Mahomes, like,
Patriots.
controversial. Last year was the only year I could really say he really showed up in a
Super Bowl.
game. Like really showed
Not
up in a
crazy
Super
to
Bowl
say.
game.
And of course, it was
It's not,
against
that's
our
not a crazy
team.
statement. Of course. I was like, maybe Mahomes will do his thing, like he'll have like a couple picks, couple touchdowns, but play okay.
I think it's undisputed though
Nah.
that he's the best QB in the league though.
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
gonna
Stephen
go-
A. though. I love Stephen A.
I'm going to go with the
Stephen A.
Chiefs.
I need him to be right.
Shout out
'cause-
Shannon Sharp. Everybody go stream Club Shay Shay. Free promotion.
Yeah. But the Super Bowl's this weekend. A lot of fun stuff coming up in sports. And it's all going to be covered on 360 Sports. Thank you guys for watching. From Derrick, Caden, Cade, I'm Will. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.